across the mountain, oh, fare thee well. Going across the mountain, you can hear my banjo tell. Got my rations on my back, my powder it is dry. Going across the mountain, Chrissy, don't you cry.
Greetings, this is Spec Ops 56, and this is a special video that I'm doing specifically for Kabaruser. Kabaruser is trying to assemble a blanket Capote like the Mountainman used, like this one, and he's having a bit of trouble with the stitching and such, so I thought I would try to help him out by showing him mine. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, I got into buckskinning, which is reenacting the Mountainmen of the fur trade out in the West, doing what they call Mountainman Rendezvous. And I needed some accoutrements for my first rendezvous, and my wife sewed this and pretty much everything else in my outfit for me, to which I am grateful, and she did an outstanding job, never having done any of this kind of thing before. So I wanted to show you mine. This is just a brief little overview of what it looks like. And what I'll do is I'll take it off and we'll come back to it, and I'll show you some of the details of how it was put together and the stitching that was used on it, as best I can, since I'm not the one that sewed it. But hopefully getting some close-ups of that will you know, help you out in doing yours, Kabaruser. So we'll get to that right now. Okay, this will give you kind of an overall view of the Capote. Yeah, I've never been exactly certain if it's supposed to be pronounced Capote or Capote, so I've just pronounced it Capote till a Mountainman comes along and tells me different. I'll try to give you a little detail here, I guess. First, we'll start here at where the arm attaches to the main capote. John, you tell me when you got it zoomed in. Now my wife, like I said, my wife is the one that sewed this up, so I'm no expert. I'll do the best I can. I can tell you that for most of the sewing on it, all the stress points like this, she used the artificial sinew that you can get. That's very strong, and for other parts of it she just used regular black thread. Now, as you can see, you can see what the stitching on the outside here where the arm is looks like. I'm not sure what you call that stitch. I think it's called a double whip stitch, but don't quote me on that. And if you take a look on the inside here, where she did it, you can see, hopefully you can see how it looks on the inside. And like I said, I'm not the one that sewed this. I'm certainly not a seamstress, so I'm not going to try to explain how it was done. Hopefully a close-up video of it will be enough to at least give you a clue, but you can see in several places here she basically tied knots at intervals to help strengthen it. So hopefully that will give you a clue. The hood, you can see she used basically the same kind of stitching for all the pieces and parts that had to be attached to other pieces and parts, you know, wherever there was going to be stress. You can see along here.
That's a good shot.
How she did it. Also, since you're going to be cutting up the blanket, you're going to have edges that you're going to need to whip stitch like this in order to keep the edges of the blanket from unraveling. This should just use regular thread, and it actually looks pretty good. Looks like it belongs. So, and she just attached this right at the top as she was sewing the seam on the hood. She just added that in. That's for decoration. Okay. Now, let's see. Turn this over. You can get. Let's see. All right. You can get some detail here on how the pieces were all put together, stitched together. Okay, and then here for the belt, she, let's see, I think what she did here, I hope this is helping you out, Cabaruser, because I really wish that I could give you more detail on how it all was done, but this is the best I can do for you. I think what she did here is on the loops for the belt, the two ends, she basically seamed them, did a seam in them like you would in a pair of pants, and then sewed them onto the back of the capote. So hopefully that will give you some ideas on how to do yours. You can see where she's whip stitched the edges, all the unseamed edges. Some of the edges like this are already, you know, good to go. But the rest of the edges where you have to cut it, it's going to unravel if you don't do something like this. So now, let me show you the one that she made for her. And a couple other things that she made out of these same blankets. Okay. Alright, now, come back over here. Okay, she made hers out of the candy stripe Hudson Bay blanket, which I think looks pretty cool personally. And I think she ran out of she had to stitch together a couple of pieces here for the belt, so you can see how she did that. But otherwise, essentially, she did this one the same as the other one, just in her size. And another thing I want to show you, because we had some extra material left over from the blankets from making the capote, so she made me a matching set of mittens, you know, to go with it, which is pretty cool. And I'm sure you can figure out how that was done. You just sew it, cut it out, sew it, and then turn it in. So that gives you an idea, Kabaruser, something you could use some of your scraps for. And then another thing that she made me, which is really cool, was this rifle case. Put your smoke pole in and protect it. And there again, I'm sure you can figure out how to do that. But I hope that gives you some ideas. I hope that seeing some close-ups of the stitching and how it's all put together will help you with yours. If there's anything else I can do to help you with it, Kabaruser, let me know, and if I can, I will. And I can't wait till you do the video showing your finished product. But wait, there's more. Kabaruser, I wanted to show you something that I wasn't aware of that my wife just pointed out to me, and she's going to point to it and explain to you the proper way that the like the sleeves and such need to be sewn on. So go ahead.
Well, first you do when you put the sleeves together, the pieces parts, you straight stitch them together to tack them together.
This is inside out, by the way.
And then after you get all that done, turn it right side back out, then you do the double whip stitch.
So I hope you got that, Kabaruser, and I hope that helps you get yours together better. And I appreciate my wife pointing that out. Like I said, she's the one that made these things. She did an outstanding job on them, especially since she had never done anything like this before. So she's really good at this kind of thing. So, all right, this time we really are going. So good luck with your capote, brother. She's really good at this kind of thing.
I am Bear Claw Chris Lapp, blood kin to the grizzly that bit Jim Bridger's ass. You are molesting my hunt.
And I
know who you are. You're the same dumb pilgrim I've been hearing for 20 days and smelling for 3.